Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Happy July. I am sitting down to make this video because I feel a little bit insane right now. I feel like I'm doing something crazy in my business and I wanted to share my thoughts on it with you here. So what I'm doing, for those of you who haven't heard yet, is later this month on July 20th, I'm going to be running a new series called Launch With Me. What this is I'm going to be documenting every single step of a launch as I, in real time, launch something completely new in my business. This is something that I got the idea for several months ago because I was working with a private client who was asking me just what my approach was to launching. How did I package up a new offer or a new service? How did I price it? How did I put it out there? How did I market it? And as I was talking and telling her my whole process, I was like, I should just document this for whoever wants it, because I have done so many launches over the last 5 years of my business. I can't even count how many. And most of them at this point generate 5 to multiple 5 figures each launch. So as I was going through my process with my client, I was thinking to myself, this would be so valuable to so many people, because I know that so many entrepreneurs are overwhelmed with launches. They don't even know where to start, or they've had launches that didn't go well in the past and they don't know what to change, or they don't know how to get out of their own head to get different results moving forward. So that's how this idea for the series Launch With Me was born, was from this conversation I had with this client. Now this feels a little crazy or unhinged to me to do this so publicly, because basically I'm going to be walking you through all of my steps and strategies, which I'm so excited to share, and I have no problem sharing those with you. But I'm also going to be sharing everything. When I mean everything, I mean all the highs and the lows. So of course I'll be sharing all the wins I have, all the things that go right in my launch, but I'm also going to be sharing all the things that don't go how I want in my launch. I'm going to be sharing the self-doubt that comes up during a launch. I'm going to share how I navigate through that and how I navigate through any limiting beliefs, how I address any little hiccups or roadblocks that come up during a launch, how I pivot or course correct if I'm not seeing the kinds of results I want from my launch. So that feels a little uncomfortable or a little scary, because it's quite possible that this thing I'm going to launch maybe doesn't go as well as I hope. Maybe it's one of those failed launches that doesn't get a lot of traction, and I'm going to be documenting it very publicly, so that means that everyone gets to see whether I succeed or fail. And that's what feels a little uncomfortable about this whole thing. But it's also what feels really exciting and really liberating, because something I've noticed from my 5 years in business has been that in the entrepreneurial space, especially the online space, we're doing things on a very public level, but it's all very curated. Like, it's very intentional what we share with the public or with our audiences. Because when you're running a launch, for the most part, in a service-based business, an online business, what happens is your launches get to be very private in a way. So even though you're publicly launching and you're sharing your offer with everyone, there's a level of privacy that you get to have with it, because you don't have to reveal what your numbers were for your sales. You don't have to reveal how many people signed up. You don't have to reveal how it went, especially if it didn't go well and you don't want to share that, and you don't want to look foolish or look like you failed or anything like that. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I don't think we all have to be publicly sharing our personal wins and failures in our businesses. But I think the lack of people doing this makes it feel really isolating and lonely for us when we're launching and we have self-doubt or we have things that don't go how we want. It feels really lonely. At least for me in the past, it's felt very lonely for me to launch at times, to have to feel like I have to put on this strong, confident face for my audience when I'm not feeling that way. Now, don't get me wrong, most of the time I am feeling very confident and strong in my launches. But with almost every launch I've ever done, there's always been at least a little bit of self-doubt that creeps in, a little bit of a lull in the sales, in the middle of the sales period, where I go, oh my God, this is it, and we're nowhere near the goal, or oh my God, this isn't working. Or there's even been times where I haven't hit the goals I've had or reached as many people as I wanted with an offer. And as an entrepreneur, sometimes you feel like if I share that, if I let that come through at all, then no one will want to buy from me, or my audience will think I'm a fraud or I'm a failure and they'll never want to listen to me again or anything like that. We make up all these stories, but in reality, when we only see people sharing the wins of a launch and never any of the nitty-gritty and never any of the honest, more challenging parts of it, I think it makes us all feel a little bit more isolated when we experience those things in our own launches, because we think, why do I struggle so much with this when no one else seems to? But I can tell you everyone does. Everyone in almost every launch, at every level, has their own inner demons that come up, has their own doubts, has their own blocks or roadblocks or challenges or hiccups that arise. It's not to say you can't have a seamless launch. It's not to say you can't be free of self-doubt during a launch, but it's rare, especially when you're just starting out, or especially when you're doing something new. So with Launch With Me, I'm so excited to share all of my strategies, all of my tips, all of my mindset practices, everything I can think of to help you have a jumping off point or a template for your own launches that feels good to you, that you can tweak and use however you want. But I'm even more excited to get to invite you in on this journey with me to see what goes on behind the scenes, not just the strategies, not just the wins. This will be a very honest and transparent look at what it looks like to launch in my multiple six-figure business when I launch something new. But it'll also be very empowering, because that's the thing I love most about launching, is that even when it's challenging for me, even when it feels difficult, even when things don't go how I want, I always take something powerful away from it, and that makes my next launch even stronger, and my next launch. So whether this launch that we do in Launch With Me ends up being a huge success or not, it's gonna be fine, because I get to show you something valuable either way. I either get to show you what worked or what didn't work, and how I handle each one of those scenarios. So I'm really excited to get to do this with you. It's gonna be, you can sign up for free. I'll put the link in the description below to follow along with the Launch With Me series when we kick it off. It's gonna take place over probably about 4 to 6 weeks. Or you can also upgrade to a VIP option, which allows you access to an exclusive Telegram group where I will be posting even more in-depth content, answering your questions, giving you even more bonuses, resources, things like that inside of that Telegram group while the Launch With Me series is running. And so it's just like a nice upgrade to get access to me and get personalized coaching from me. Also, everyone who purchases the VIP upgrade gets entered to win 1 month of private coaching with me. This is an amazing gift. I'm so excited to give away to one person inside the VIP upgrade. So you can get all the details on Launch With Me in the description below, but I just wanted to have this conversation with you because I feel a little crazy doing this, but I found that I get bored in my business at this point if I'm not doing something that gets me out of my comfort zone, because over the last 5 years, I've found that the more willing I am to get out of my comfort zone and just tell my ego to take a back seat and not worry about what people think about me in my launches, the more fun I have in my launches, the more successful my launches are, and the more I just grow and learn as an entrepreneur, and the more that my business grows. I've just found that I get bored playing it safe because there's no growth in playing it safe for very long. So this is really exciting for me. It's very liberating to give myself permission to just share truthfully with you so that I can feel more connected to you, and so that I can hopefully help you and empower you and make you feel less alone on your entrepreneurial journey, and also just give you my best secrets, tips, strategies, mindsets, all of that, practices. I'm so excited to get to share all of that with you. But I'm also just really excited for me to feel like I have complete freedom and authenticity in my launch, and just be like, hey, this launch isn't going well, or hey, this launch is going amazing. Let's talk about why, and not have to hide it, and not feel like that's how it's supposed to be done, because that's just what I see everyone else doing, and I want to do something different, and I want to push myself out of my comfort zone, and I want to invite you on that ride with me. So if you'd like to join Launch With Me, I would love to have you, whether you join for free or in the paid upgrade, but we start on July 20th. So go check it out. Make sure you like this video, comment below, let me know what you think about launching, about any questions you might have, things you want to see covered in the Launch With Me series that might give me some ideas of extra content I can create for it as I'm documenting my launch. And also make sure you subscribe to this channel so you don't miss anything. All right, I'll talk to you later.